Alright, let's do this. We get to do this whole deal now. Could this happen? He's still alive?
Enough. I am beyond saving.
Father, please. You can't give up.
Are you there, oh friend?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Look after my children.
What? I'm an old fossil like you. I've only got so many years left. But if that's what you want, it would be an honor.
You and I must go on another journey together someday.
Aye, you can count on it.
Oglamat. Kona.
Yes, Papa.
The graves of the Yokui. You saw them, yes? I always found their teachings comforting.
Please, Father, you must save your strength.
Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. Through you, my hopes survive. Through you, I live on. So do not mourn me. Walk tall and see our nation to a brighter future.
Right, so, Val, Kuana. I bring word from the city. The enemy has withdrawn, and the Lance Guard has begun rendering aid to the people. Casualties within our ranks have hindered progress, but we continue to do all that we can. Thank you for your report. Please inform the Guard that they are to prioritize such efforts until further notice. The people. I need to help them. We will assist you in whatever way we can, of course. Thank you, thank you. There are sure to be wounded everywhere, more than I can count. We'll split up and help them all. Help all of them. You can count on us. I'm getting tired. Alphino and Alice say, could you take Bayside Bevy and Crow and Aaronville, the palace perimeter? As for Ronald, please come to the Resplendent Quarter with me. We'll all meet back here afterwards. What's going on over there? I saw someone doing dancer. Ow. Like. Befuddled citizen. Thank you. I thought I was done for. I heard something disturbing. The enemy leader. They say he looked like Zoral Ja. That can't be true, can it? Why would the first promise attack his own people? But if it was him, what happens now? Is he going to come back? What do we do if he does? We prepare. Thank you. The pain is better now, but I can't stop shaking. Where did they come from? Why did they attack us? And why are those things still in the sky? We had peace under Guru Jaja. We were safe, but now? Don't even go there with this. Because this sounds like it would have happened regardless. Yeah, this would have happened regardless of what happened. What the heck am I wearing? Let's just change that, please. Thanks. I think I'm alright. Did you see them? Those soldiers? They look like people, but they killed with no hesitation. If they attack us again, how can we hope to defend ourselves? Thank you, sir. But my husband and son, they were... I think so. I will be fine now. But we failed to protect the people. Why did so many have to die? Where were Val... Waklamot and Val Koana? Ugh, they're not to blame. I understand, but... I do, but... I need to clear my head. You've finished aiding the people here? Thank you. There were children among the wounded. Children. No, now isn't the time. There are still others who need help. Could you go and see how things are at Talon March? And afterwards, go and find Alizé at Bayside Bevy. Image from the battlefield. The fighting did not spread this far, it seems. Does it look like Sephiroth's arm outfit? What is this? Is that? It's a 650. And we haven't even put the thing up, the new one up yet. Wait. No, we have not. We haven't even put the new one up. The fresh scorch marks on the ground are doubtless from the enemy's assault. It's so weird because until I resolve the rest of this game, it'll look like this, and awkwardly it'll be like, the shops appear to have weathered the chaos, though its wares have been strewn across the floor. Port remains unscathed. But the enemy ships continue to loom overhead. I've helped all those I could, and and seen them delivered into the Lance Guard's care. As many casualties as there are, it would have been worse if the Lance Guard hadn't fought so bravely as they did, and if Zoral Ja actually meant to harm the people. I mean, look around, the buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he could strike whenever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. How is Lamadati? Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to, I don't know, Gleamspan? Where is Bakul? Bakul Jaja.
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on. Come on. Take it.
Lamachi. Lamachi!
How could I?
Look at me, Lamachi. You need rest. You and him both. I will tend to this soul.
Me? I don't. You.
My people. I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
I stood before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise.
Well, nobody expected the first promise to suddenly show up with a bunch of.
Who cannot save her people?
We'll handle this together. You won't save your people by burden. I'm going to Peon. If you got time to brood, you got time to figure out this thing. This problem.
You're right. This isn't the time for sulking. Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do rather than what I can't.
Exactly.
We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokhui still longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believe that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There will be no reasoning with him. He killed our people. Our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal.
Take the fight straight to him.
What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
I'm fine. Just needed a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very leader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly, I struggle to make sense of it all. The strange soldiers, those flying ships, the new powers Zorolja commands. Given everything he's done and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I cannot let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray. But I will make it my strength, the strength to do what I must. Right, I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Koana. Could you and the others join us in a while? However we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Alice I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. Kind of starting to understand what they meant by... Someone in my FC said that the story went from 0 to 100 fast. Like halfway after the rite of succession, it was like 0 to 100, and it's like, yeah, this is 0. Like the moment we were able to leave, it went from 0 to 100 with the Wild West, and then all of a sudden this. Oh, we have one. Good. Oh, you're back. By that, I take it to mean Lamati is feeling better? She needs to be strong for the people of Tyrol. I understand that. But she doesn't have to do it alone. So if she intends to fight, then we fight together. That's it. Look at this stuff. I wish I knew exactly what we were up against. Well... So first, what you do is first let's see if we can take the face off. Maybe kick its face in, kick its face. I don't know what this thing is. It's cringe. Lighting. Pick up the pieces. It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automaton. or magic tech weapon I've ever seen. As far and wide as you're traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before? Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zoral Jaw's new powers. Examine the following soldier. Okay. Huh. In place of where its eyes or a mouth might be, it seems sigil in the front of the helm. From a distance, it appeared to be a simple armor, but its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it's made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. Is it elegant? It can't be elegant because this looks way more advanced than even elegant. Like, this is existed for a very long time. So what do you think? It looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. Yep, never. Indeed, while it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face, not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? So it probably doesn't run on solarium or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there's no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in the battle. Even the material it's made of is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? We have, in the Sky Deep. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. Which means they came from like a... Boy, it's kind of like they came from the Golden City. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. Man, we gotta... Yeah, I put new gear on, so we can be a little bit stronger. Looks like everyone is here already.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
By all means.
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Oh. I have a feeling I know who she called, but...
Greetings, everyone.
Yep. Where is... Yustola?
Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest, but I gather circumstances are quite dire.
All is well in the Annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors. Thanks to Wuglamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Tural. A letter from the Dawn servant, addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold?
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Tural nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession. At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Gulul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And...
It led to another reflection.
What? It's a shard? It's a door to the shards? I know, everybody's like, what?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter.
We're literally sitting on a doorway to another shard.
I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Galul Jaja. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
I wonder what shard, though. A reflection. Because we've been to the first. Thinking's... That must be.
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
It harbors high concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what
You know what it
appear to be
reminds me of?
arcane patterns.
Now thinking about it, I've been looking at it more and more and more, and it makes me realize, it makes me think of that dungeon area in Seekers of Aldeon in FF11.
They aren't Allagan, or Mahi, or Nemean. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
Seven hells! What did you do?
Nothing.
An earthquake?
None of this has ever happened before.
That's a door. It's
Wicked.
open.
Hey, this is different.
No way. Are you saying Krau's from another reflection? And that outfit though. She's...
Now, hold on. Why would you...
Now, what's this? What is this? Who are you?
What is happening? That's what we would like to know. They had...
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the Void. We'd assumed the ruins themselves were the Golden City, only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either. As it had similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important, so Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping. Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Charlian and raised her as his own.
Then the child was... The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all in myself. Looking back, Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed anything like this. But enough about me. We have more pressing matters.
Are you joking? I mean...
The forces that assailed Tuliyola. You suspect they are somehow connected to the Golden City?
Thinking back on it, the soldiers looked like they could have been made from the same black stone.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory. On the day of the succession ceremony, a bandit took me unawares and knocked me out. When I came to, I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing. Namely the keystones I was entrusted with, for my role as Watcher of the Gate.
The bandit? You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen.
The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zoranja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical army.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Another world trying to
Hold on.
break
We've been going
through.
on and on about the reflections. But what of my home? What's become of it?
This looks like a job for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. They're all...
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
You can say that again. We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
As you know, our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Huh. Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
See, this is what I think.
I'm coming with you. If that's where my brother is, then that's where I must go. I can't say I understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do. I have to put a stop to Zoranja and restore the people's happiness.
Suffice it to say, I share Lamachi's desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliolal. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world.
Yeah. You are.
But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join the dome crew.
You should accompany them, Graha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
I know what I have to do now. Good. Together as one. I was wondering when Grahatia would show up. But hearing Crow is from another reflection. I struggle to believe I'm from another reflection. I wonder, does this mean my soul is thinner than a native of the source? Surely not. Your Stola would have noticed. Gods, there's so much I don't understand. My head is ripe to burst. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before I do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them all that all is well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. But those who are most distressed truly need words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Here to join us, Ronald? While you handle that, Aaronville and I will see to the provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and go announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one. People must know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see the resplendent quarters in Bayside Bevy, Alice and I will split the rest of the city between us. Why do you guys keep sending me to Bayside Bevies? Is that the place where the tacos are? Just I need to. Bayside Bevies. Where's Bayside Bevies, by the way? Yeah, that isn't that where all the tacos are? It's always that. We always go that way, and I'm like, why? What? Help! Help! Dumbfounded farmer. The total falls to the enemy. What will happen to us? Our homes, our farms, everything we've worked so hard to build. Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Waklaman is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Really? The Dawn servants have a plan already? They lost so much and yet they're prepared to carry on? Standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. Please leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Garol Jaja is slain, and yet Val Waklamont and Val Corona still fight for a nation. Well, if they would speak, the least I can do is listen. Checking on everyone, are you? Hadizi's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. Only by looking to the future can we overcome this crisis, and we'll all need to do our parts. I've no doubt Waklamont and Val Corona will share their similar sentiments at their address. To attend. Far from. I still can't believe we were attacked. For a mercy, my family was spared. I don't know what I would have done had they come to harm. I understand Val Lamont is going to make an address soon. I'll be there, of course. Okay, this is a little tougher because this has got layers on it. It's not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Toral, but where else is there to go? You look like a well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Toral is beyond the enemy's reach. What are the lands across the salt? I know. Even if I ran, I know I'd regret it in the end. I love Toral. This is my home, and I know the Dawn Servants would give their lives to defend her. I would put my faith in them. Listen to what they have to say. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Val, Luck, Lamont, and Val, I mean, well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we are to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy. So they're resolved to face this? Maybe it's too early to be thinking of running. Alright, I'll go and hear their address. I need to stock up on food, medicine, as much as I can. And what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, sir, but I'm busy. Too much to do in too little time. There's no telling when those stone men will return. Get out of here and find somewhere safe. What Lamont wants to speak to us. Perhaps she has a plan then. Suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Independent merchant. Wow. Mandy. Battleground? Yeah, I figured it was much. 645. Cleaning up is tiring work. You've been easy helping others as well, I guess. Right now it's tough for everyone, but Totoro wants to come to this. With the new Dawn Servants to protect and lead us, we'll get through it together. I can't leave now. What if those soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have questions. I see, it would put my mind at ease to learn anything of the threat we face. Then, I'll go to the Winged Wall. Thank you. I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn Servants have to say. I hope they acknowledge and just straight up tell them, yeah, this is Zaraja's doing. Like, they don't just sweep that information under the rug and like keep everybody out of the loop. It's like tell your people. It's like, yeah, so that the people that were like, oh yeah, we'll follow the first promise. We believe in the first promise's ways. It's like, yeah, he wants to start a war. Now he has. And now he has, so how do you all feel about that? Do you feel good about that? Is this what y'all still wanted from the first promise if you have won? It looks like you bought quite a few people. Thank you. Alize had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. Jeez. My apologies for involving you all in Talari. What are you fans? You're simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Taral, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zaral Jah and his army pose a threat not only to Taral, but to the star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Ron. What did I do? Alright. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. It begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the platform. Their father raised them well. That he did.
Namachi, are you all right?
Yes, don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
Yeah.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Zoralsha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralja torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
I was thinking we could take them down one by one.
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zoralja and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We
swear
like
to you.
Our father
So
before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan.
What?
Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother. That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight? We fight! We fight! We're two Leolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliola!
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope. Together, let us show the enemy the might of Tuli Yolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation, each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliyola will not fall. We will prevail and peace and happiness will be ours again.
Ooh. Listening to what Glenmont and Corona, I was reminded of my first time in the first. While the exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystal in like manner. And through their deeds, they answered me. The people of Tyrol, too, will rise to occasion. This I can tell. Alright.